So we're going to look at the three principal responses of the defense matrix. And we're going to describe them this way. A spear represents the idea of attacking back. Okay? If some giant army comes to our gates with spears, we might send our army out with spears also. Now, the good reason that a spear is a good defense is because the problem, if your spear enters the central core of your partner, the threat goes away because they're dead. Now, there's a detrimental part of this too, because they've got a spear, you've got a spear, and you could both spear each other, or they could spear you because you missed. So there's a good thing about it. You get rid of the threat completely if it works. Bad part of it is, it may be that they win and you lose. So the next defense matrix is a shield. And the idea of a shield is to keep the imposing force away from your central core. So when you think about a spear is meant to penetrate the central core. And the central core being the hara through the spinal column. And outward from there becomes less effective. So if I get a spear through my fingertip, it may damage me, but it's not going to destroy me. I'm going to be able to continue doing it. So the idea of an effective attack is a spear into the central core. That's what makes an effective attack. If we want to attack a carrot, we bite right into the central core. We can nibble around the edges, but we really want to get to the middle. Okay. So the shield, the idea of the shield is to keep the force from entering our central core. Okay? So it doesn't really affect the person who's got the spear. It stops them from doing something, but we're not affecting them. All we're doing is keeping ourselves safe. Now the benefit of this is we don't have to put any energy in trying to destroy our partner. We can dedicate ourselves to keeping ourselves safe. That's a real good thing. The problem with it is, because we're not destroying the thing that's attacking us, is that it can continue trying to find ways of getting through our shield or breaking down our shield until it can do something. So we're really biding time with the shield response. The withdrawal response is also a great technique for defense if you're faster than your partner or you're faster than your attacker. This army comes through, we want to get out of here, so we run as fast as we can, and that's a great way. We don't have to put anything into fighting back, we don't have to put anything into defense. We have a much better chance of staying alive unless they're faster than we are. If they can catch up with us with their spears, boom, we have nothing in defense and we have nothing in fighting back. So again, you see that each one of these defense matrix, and I call this a defense matrix because it can be a variation that includes 2 or 3 of these things. So there can be a spear with a shield, there can be a withdrawal as a shield because the spear comes out. There can be all manner of combinations of these things, but they are all generally coming from the idea of defending oneself. Okay? So we're going to take a look at how that works first. And is everybody okay with being touched by someone else? Okay. So Corey, can I have you for a second? So what Corey and I are going to do is we're going to experiment a little bit with the idea of these defense matrices. Okay. So first of all, I just want you to shake hands with your partner. Hi, how are you doing? And I want you to do it in a way where you are really receptive to meeting them. Okay, so there shouldn't be any emotional content in here except how nice to meet you, and we're going to have an interaction. That's going to be very important because that's going to be what we're going to call a baseline. Okay? So what Corey's going to do is he's going to give me his hand in a baseline kind of way. Offer it as if he's going to shake hands. So we're going to do this with both sides. So if you've never shaken hands with your left hand, we'll try that out. Okay, anyway, he's going to offer this. I'm going to take him by the wrist. And I'm going to, and he gives me a baseline feeling. He's not going to push back. He's not going to not give me anything, just not be there. And he's also not going to hold me off. He's just going to offer this like a handshake. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come from my consciousness here, and I'm going to think one of 3 things. Either I'm going to think, go away, don't come any closer, or I really don't care what happens. Okay? And he's going to respond with how he feels that interacting with his central core. And he's going to tell me spear, shield, or withdrawal or escape. Okay? So I'm not going to say anything to him. I'll say it to you. Go away. Now when I think this, there's going to be some physicality. Now you saw my hand do this, but I'm not going to just push against his hand, because that's going to give us a mixed signal. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come from consciousness thinking, go away, and I'm going to mean it. Okay? And you will identify that as spear. Then I'm going to think, no, come any closer. So he can feel that he can't get past this point, but nothing's affecting his central core. He's not feeling anything like that. Okay? And he's going to identify that as shield. And then as I hold him, I'm going to think, I really have no problem with you. Now, he doesn't want to come forward because he's just having a simple kind of relationship to feel what I'm giving him. But if he has a little spear in there, then he will come forward if I release. But he's not going to do that. He's just going to have a neutral standpoint. And then when there's nothing here, he's going to be able to identify that as a withdrawal. Okay? So again, now, we think of this sometimes as an attack way, but it can be something like a spear can be used not as, or the spear energy, the idea of this focus of energy into a central core. See, this is a constriction of energy. This is, if I want to destroy him, I have to bring, like karate people who break bricks and boards and stuff. They don't have stronger skin or bones than you do, but what they do is they're able to focus their energy into a pinpoint, like a laser, or like a magnifying glass, so that that pinpoint of energy goes right into the central core. So we're not going to destroy each other, but the other thing we could say is, if for instance there was some child riding around on a skateboard, and I saw them heading right for Corey's feet, I might say, hey Corey, you got to move back, that kid's going to run over your toes. And he would be able to identify that as spear energy because it affected his core and moved him back. I could also say, hey Corey, watch out, there's a hole there, don't step in the hole, there's mud. And he would feel that as a shield, right? Because I'm holding him back from coming any closer. Or I could say, oh look, it's an illusion. It was just wet concrete. I thought it was a puddle, but it's just nothing. And he would feel that as a withdrawal because I'm withdrawing my energy. Now just so you understand kind of the somatic part of this, when we focus our attention and focus on anything, we actually direct attention and energy flow somewhere. And our intention, and the reason why we use intentions rather than push and this, I use my intention, my brain, is because action follows intention. So if I said to everybody, hey, point at the corner, at the roof, at the ceiling, on the wall behind you. Can everybody do that? Point at the corner of the ceiling of the wall behind you. Okay, so some of you kind of had an idea. You didn't even have to look because your consciousness is out there, but you didn't go like that. Your intention to point directs all that physicality. Everybody knows it. And then, you've seen the thing on the street where somebody goes like this and everybody goes, wow. Because there's an actual energy flow that way. That energy flow, that consciousness creates an energy flow that fills in that intention, that follows that intention. So we practice Aikido, a lot of times we practice through intention. What's our intention here? And that's what we're going to be exploring today. So if I can have everybody stand and find a partner, and here's the way it's going to go one more time. We're going to shake hands so we get a baseline of nice to meet you. Then someone's going to offer an arm. We're going to take them by the wrist, and you can also ask everybody. And you think to yourself. Don't tell your partner. One of three things in any order is I don't care, and he'll say, or you can say, because I'm thinking don't come any closer, or because I thought, please go away. Okay? So try to do it on the same side first. So we'll be on the, you'll be on the mirror image.
Well, I'll do the thing.
Yeah.
That's our base.
We're going.
All right, so you want me to?
He did.
So let me
Demonstration.
okay. So shake hands.
shield is energy. Yeah. A defensive barrier.
And what's that?
No, you
That's okay. It's okay if I.
I don't know. Wait. Right? But I'm trying not to. Defensive shield is like a shield. What is shield? Shield is like, I think I'm pulling back to more of a grip, I guess. With right, shield, you can feel the grip. Then strong is like,
It kind of feels weird, right?
there's nothing.
So we want to be out there.
I understand that.
So when I grab you,
I can do it with you guys.
Oh yeah, she's gonna help us.
Hold on one second.